All right, this is a good time to start. It is 12:25 on May 25th. It is Memorial Day weekend, and this is episode 4, solo episode of Laughs of Redemption. Okay, so I'm going to, of course, in proper Melissa fashion, be all over the place. But I did make some notes, as I tend to do. And I want to start out with some gratitude. Um, I have a handful of friends that have either through intention or through uh, actually helping me or being supportive and listening. Um, when it comes to the podcast or a lot of other things that I try to venture into. So I want to say thank you to those people. If I don't mention you specifically, excuse me, if I don't mention you specifically, then I'm sorry, but I do appreciate you. Um, when they say gratitude is the attitude, I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's that's if you're gonna have an attitude, which um, I've had, um, I've had some attitudes and various attitudes throughout my life. Um, I'm sure most people have, but the best one and the most rewarding one is one of gratitude. And so I want to say thank you to first for the awesome first logo for Laughs of Redemption. It's the skull with the headphones and the spiral in the eyeball. To this awesome kid Isaiah and his mom and dad Holly and Nick. So thank you Isaiah for creating the first logo used by Laughs of Redemption. I would like to have you on the pod one day and we can talk about anything you want, really. Um, maybe you can talk. Isaiah is a big fan of like doing things online. Well, so far, what I know, he likes doing a lot of the videos and animations and photoshopping things. Like he does that, all the computer techie stuff, creative computer techie stuff with his dad Nick, and the three of them um, go to Fright Nights at Kennywood Park every year for the past couple years. They go almost every weekend and take a whole bunch of pictures. So that's really cool. I met them that way. So let's see. So thank you again for the helping with the first logo. Um, Used by the pod. And let's see. Oh, I started to mention this in the last one and I ADHD'd away from it. I have I have mentioned multiple times before that I've like thought about doing stand up, but I find myself making people laugh, and I can be corny and stuff, but whatever. Um, anyway, I what truly really encouraged me to prepare and take this step to do my first open mic. I've only done 4. I hope to do some more. in the future. And I hope to make podcasting like a main thing instead of just something I fit in when I can because I have to work to live. So, like and subscribe. I guess that's a good spot for me to say. Please like and subscribe. This is all like new. Anyway, so I want to thank a comedian that I started seeing on, I don't know, YouTube Shorts or Instagram or something. I left, yeah, it was YouTube. I left a comment, and within that comment, I like wrote a joke, and it was a dating joke. And I know I got I think I got a like or the heart or whatever from the whoever's running the comedian's page. The comedian's name's Phil Hanley. So, or like they responded like maybe they said thanks to something else I said. I don't know. I can't remember. But I wrote this like in the moment. It came like I was complimenting how that I like the banter he does with like in the audience, the crowd work. I'm sorry, the crowd work that he does. Excuse me, with people and their like their dates and their relationships and things like that. So yeah. So anyway, that happened, and then I got a notification that he was going to be in Pittsburgh, and I immediately jumped on it. Asked a couple of my friends if they go, and they just said, yeah, they go with me. So we go to the show, had a great time, enjoy. I forget where we were in a brewery in the Strip District. I think it's, or a winery. I think it was like Wine Pittsburgh or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. But it was really nice. The food was good and the comedy was great. And then I was like, oh, I really wish I could talk to him and ask him. And they were like, well, he's right over there. And I said, oh. So I went over and introduced myself. And I said whatever I said. And then I said, yeah, I left this comment and I kind of like wrote a joke right in the moment. And I wanted to know what you thought because I've thought about doing stand up before. And he goes, what's the joke? I said, excuse me. And I said, I complimented you on the dating banter and crowd work. And then I said, yeah, dating's becoming like a non-contact sport, kind of like golf. Very little action, lots of spectating, and the only stroke that connects is your own. He says, that's a good joke. You should write 5 minutes of material and go to an open mic. And then he told me, don't tell my friends. I kind of didn't follow that exactly because I wanted to... I felt like I needed support because like where to go to the open mics, I didn't feel comfortable just going to those places that I've never been to by myself downtown and like areas around surrounding downtown. So I did have people come with me and record the open mics that I did, the 4 that I did, and they would record it for me so that I could like study it or whatever. And I posted them. I'm okay with that. Okay. Either way, it was fun. I had a good time. Even if it didn't work out, I'm pretty sure there was still a smile on my face, like the whole time I was on stage. My first one, I really prepared for, and I there was one, a third or fourth one. There was one where I kind of like just ran there after work, and I wanted to try something new, and I felt rushed and scattered, and it didn't go over as well. But I I brought it back around with like the one joke that seems to work. Um, I have a long way to go, and there's a long road ahead when it comes to stand up comedy. If I end up really diving in, getting on that path. Anyway, I want to thank you, Phil Hanley. He said he did say to reach out to him and let him know how it went. I did, but I haven't heard back from you yet, Phil. I know you're a busy guy, but either way, I'd like to say thanks. And maybe if you're in Pittsburgh again, I can have you on Laughs of Redemption. Okay, so thank you. And I just want to be thankful for today. I want to be thankful for my dog. Uh, thankful for the days I feel good, and even the ones that are bad because of what they show me I can get through, I guess. That's one reason. That's one reason to be thankful for the bad days. My friend Liz, she's always supporting me. She was on Don't Be a Taco on an episode with me when we were testing it out. Hopefully have her on Laughs of Redemption. I love having conversations with her. We laugh a lot and we like talking about a lot of the same things. What else? Oh yeah, the other day I do like this little segment, I guess we could call it. I started it the other day where I had like the song of the day stuck in my head. And what was it the other day? I can't remember. Let me see if I wrote it down. Oh, it was the Jason Mraz, and because of my friend Liz. Anyway, the other day I was jamming out to some Scarlet Begonias, and it was the Sublime version of the Scarlet Begonias. I listened to it, and it came on in the car, and I just, you hear a song, and you're just feeling that vibe, and you're like, I want to keep feeling that vibe. So rewind, or yeah, you can tell how old I am when I say rewind. Back button. Yeah. I don't know how many times I've listened to it. I had a long drive to and from the chiropractor. So probably like 6, 7, 8 times. Yeah, some Scarlet Begonias. Let's see. Scarlet Begonias and a touch of the blues. Let's see. What else were we going to talk about? Well, yeah. Before we leave the gratitude thing, anybody who's listening to this or will listen to this, thank you. And I would love to hear what you're thankful for. They say if you say like 3 to 5 things you're thankful for every day to start your day, it'll help you have a better day. And it'll remind you that you don't always have to chase things you want. You can feel more content when you appreciate what you have. And I have I have a small house, and I think about how much nicer it would be if I could have, expand 20 feet out, have a master bedroom and bathroom, have like a nice sunroom sitting area, put some fascia stone around the front to make it look more house-like as instead of a Lego block. And then I have to just look around and be thankful that at least I have a house. you know? And it's a lot more than what a lot of other people have, even if it's small. I have a big yard that I had to cut the grass the other day. It takes me like 2 to 3 days sometimes, and it's not because it's like it's a half acre, but doing life and everything else, and then getting motivated to dive into the cutting and the weed whacking, and then there's a section in the back that doesn't, like, it stays soggy until middle of June. So that section gets left alone, and then some, like, I had to go out the other day and I had to weed whack it, and then I'm like using the push mower and it's still soggy, but at least I got a big chunk of it knocked down. So that was a plus. Let me know how I sound. I keep messing with with like the levels, the like and the gain or whatever, and it's like echoey in my ear, but when I listen back, it sounds fine. And I don't know if when you're hearing it out there on your phones, listening to it on your phones and everything, like if it sounds like, do you have to turn the volume all the way up? I'm not good at this stuff. I can do basics, so I'm trying. Okay, so yeah, let me know. And so it's Memorial Day weekend. I worked all day yesterday, and we were busy, and that was great. And I work all day tomorrow, and hopefully it will be busy and great again. Um, feeling appreciated. Another thing is feeling appreciated. You want to show appreciation, but you also want that reciprocated. And sometimes when you don't feel that it's reciprocated, you start to not want to. It feels like well, why should I waste all my appreciation on you if you don't appreciate me? And that can happen in the workplace quite often. I've had some experience with that. And I am always doing my best, and then there's just some political, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it political things. Sort of political, but like there's other factors that get in the way, and people who lie and people who manipulate get in the way, and I don't have any reason to do any of that stuff, and it's just not who I am. I can't it but anyway, I just work as hard as I can, and then hope it gets noticed, and then that's when you start, you know, that's when you start running into having to deal with like other things that are, I mean, it should be that simple. Who's loyal, who's there the longest, who's a good employee, regardless of any of the physical or like any of the any other factors, I guess you should say. You know, so anyway, it's nice to feel appreciated. And for all those employers out there, when you show your employees that they are appreciated, they'll stick around. They'll stick around. But if you know, it's not hard. It's not hard. If you want less turnover, that's a big part of it. That is a big, big, big part of keeping the good ones around. What else? was going to... Oh, yeah, the 1440 news. Let's see what they have for us today. Let's do the 1440. I like the 1440. I posted a link in the comments of my solo episode 3. I posted a link to sign up for their emails. And let's see. I just want to go in here. I was having a hard time finding like the here we go. Let's see. May 25th. Today's 1440. Let's see. One big headline. UN calls for Rafah halt. The United Nations International Court. And I'm reading this word for word from the email. I really think this is a great way to get, before I start, I really think this is a great way to get information. It's non-biased. I'm going to read it, and then maybe I'll put my own thoughts on it, but sometimes I don't have any thoughts, and I just think it's cool to have a non-biased news source. I'm not going to read all of them because there's a lot, but I'm going to just skim through it and kind of give you the idea each time I do this. And then if you want to sign up for them, I can leave the link. But yeah, it's 14. It's the numbers 1440. That's what it's called, 1440. It's not like I'm saying the 1440 because I'm referring to it, but the word "the" isn't part of the name of it. If you want to search for it and add it. Let's see. Okay, UN calls for Rafah halt. The United Nations International Court of Justice ordered Israel yesterday to halt military action and any other operations that may lead to the loss of civilian life in the Gazan city of Rafah. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right, so I'm doing my best. The decision is the latest in a case brought by South Africa accusing Israel of genocide against the Palestinian population in the Gaza Strip, a charge Israel has strongly rejected. While the decision is meant to be binding for UN member nations, the High Court has no means to enforce the order, and Israel has signaled it will continue current operations near the city. An estimated 300,000 to 400,000 people remain in Rafah, which sits at Gaza's southern border with Egypt and is home to the primary gate facilitating aid flow. Israel has for months appeared ready to carry out a full-scale operation in Rafah, but has only carried out limited incursions to date. Okay, there's one little part left separately. The Israeli military said bodies of 3 more hostages taken during Hamas's initial October 7th attack were recovered. Around 100 hostages and the bodies of nearly 40 others are believed to still be held in Gaza. I don't know a lot about this. Maybe there's somebody out there that does, and they are welcome to send me an email at laughsofredemption@gmail.com if they would like to educate and update or teach us what's really going on there. I know Ben Shapiro at one point went through, I guess, like a history of why all this is going on. I don't know a lot. The only thing that this makes me think is, if what they're saying Israel is doing is the genocide against the Palestinian population, I just want it all to stop, to be honest with you. I just wish there was a way they could just find a way to talk out their shit. And but anyway, that's my ultimate thought. But it's weird that like they tell you to treat people how you want to be treated, right? And it's a simple, basic thing that everybody gets taught. Most people, I guess, get taught. Um, if you treat people how you want to be treated, you would think that, like, there's that, and then there's like, well, um, isn't that what Hitler tried to do to the Jews? Was genocide? Wasn't that genocide? I'm pretty sure that was genocide. They didn't like it too much, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's, according to this article, if it's them just trying to go in and capture their hostages and there's casualties and it's being called genocide. I could be 100,000,000% completely off, but I'm just reading like the first part of this article. So there's that, or is it truly, they're just denying what they're doing, like it says, like, well, they're saying that they're denying the accusation or whatever. So anyway, I don't know. Let's see. We'll have to pray for them, put some good vibes out into the universe, and for something to get fixed over there, something to get figured out. Let's see. Quick hits. Here we go. What's the quick hits? Let's just read the headline. Documentary filmmaker Morgan Spurlock dies. Spurlock, best known for his Oscar-nominated film Super Size Me, in which he subsisted solely on a McDonald's diet for a month. Oh, died yesterday from cancer-related complications. The effort grossed a modest $22 million at the box office, but sparked a wide-ranging public conversation over healthy eating. Spurlock was 53 years old. Boy, I hope it wasn't eating McDonald's for a month. I wonder what he ate. I'm sure they say it somewhere. Like, I wonder, did he like rotate through the nuggets and the burgers, or did he eat a burger and a French fry every day? I'm sure that he chose to do that as a test, but gosh, McDonald's. I wonder how backed up he was. Like, they don't have fruit, maybe. Do they? I don't know. Here we go. Ozempic. Here we go. Ozempic. My doctor wouldn't even let me get on Ozempic. Ozempic may help treat kidney disease. Huh. The new weight loss drug cut the risk of kidney failure and death in patients with diabetes by 20% to 30% in preliminary trials. The results follow a string of improved health outcomes behind weight loss for, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, semaglutide, the key compound in the drug. Oh, that's okay. That's the compound that's in the drug that makes the weight loss happen, including lower risk of heart disease, stroke, and more. Well, yeah, when you lose weight, obviously you're going to have, if you lose weight, you're going to have lower risk of heart disease, stroke, and more. I'm a little overweight. My healthy weight should probably be like 135 pounds. I'm 5'5.25". And I am, well, at one point in my life in 2018, I was 224, 225 when I hurt my back. I had a really like my back went out on me and I couldn't move for a few days. And then I went to physical therapy 3 days a week and started. And I like every time I work less, I can concentrate on my health more. Think about that one, America. Uh, but I lost. I was like, I probably could have been in 2016, 2017. I may have been a, even maybe even weighed more than that. I wasn't weighing myself much. I just knew I felt like shit and I was in a really shitty relationship. Um, but from when I hurt my back March 2018, I started going to the, I started doing physical therapy. I started, what was I? What? Oh, I was going to the. I started going to the gym 4 days a week, give or take. But I'd be there for 3 to 4 hours. I had an old friend of mine I reconnected with at the time, and he'd meet me there and helped me get into some other forms of exercise that I wouldn't have done before if I was going to the gym. I've been in and out of the gym since I was 22. I played basketball when I was younger. I played soccer when I was a kid. I always liked riding my bike off and on throughout my life. So I like the active stuff, and I have a part of me that like tries to be healthy, but then I have this others. I have a yin and a yang, and the yang definitely likes to creep on over and mess up my yin. So, anyway, so I went down from when I got weighed at the doctor. I think it said 224. I had like clothes on, but whatever. It's 224, and then by October, same year, I was down to 190, strong. I was strong. I felt great. I could move better. I mean, when I do scare acting, I could tell like the previous year and then the next year I could move so much better. I could crouch, strong and hold the position and all that stuff. And a lot of things that were introduced, a lot of planking was introduced into my world of working out and more body weight things. I started doing more yoga. So all that. So that's happened. And then I go through seasonal depression amongst like other problems that kind of break me down and I feel unmotivated, this and that. But when from that time to like 2020, every winter I would go, I was like starting to gain it back. And then I got up to like 211 in 2020, at the beginning of 2020 in the winter. And I was like, we can't let this happen again. We can't get back to 224. No go, bro. No go, bro. We can't do it. We got to start doing something. So I started walking. And then I made a friend at work that went for a bike ride with me, and I got motivated. And it sparked, like, I don't know why. I just, like sometimes when you try to do something, like there's like this, like you're like, I know I've done it before. I want to go do it. There's just something, there's just this wall, this see-through wall. It's like a glass wall in your brain. You could see through the other side. You could see what's over there. You know what's over there. You've been there before. For some reason, you can't find that opening, man. And sometimes you need somebody who's already on the other side of that glass wall to go knock on the window. Like, come on, I'll show you. I'll show you where the door is. And then you're like, oh, yeah, this is what it is. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's go for a bike ride. Motherfuckers, let's do it. Let's start working out. Let's start doing our yoga. Let's start stretching. Let's start warrior pose, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just like it lights the fire. Gives you the little sparky spark. And that's awesome. And I think I could be wrong. I don't have a psychologist degree or whatever would be the case, but that's why people need people. That's why it takes two to make another baby. Like that's why it takes two people to make a third people. You need two people to make a third people. We need each other. And that doesn't mean you can't enjoy your solitude. But we need each other. And it's a beautiful thing when you get to experience that with someone. When somebody does something for you or you do something for someone else. Not because you have to. It just, or even intend to. Sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. And then all of a sudden, they reach out to you and say thank you. If somebody does something nice for you, man, find a way to pay it forward. Keep that going. That's something I would love to do, actually. Let's make a note. Maybe we can try to do an episode. I don't know how I do it. I don't know if I would just record it on my phone or have I have a GoPro, but I don't know if I'd be able to do the just record with the GoPro and go around and just do some little random act of kindness and just see what kind of response you get. I'm sure there's lots of people that do that in so many ways, and that's awesome. So keep doing what you're doing, everyone that's doing that. I don't have any names, but I've watched videos and I know there are people doing that. I paid for some guy's coffee the other day. It was a couple months ago. I was in the Dunkin' line, and I ain't made of money. I would like to get to the point where I just don't have to worry about the basics anymore. So that would be cool. Like and subscribe. But I looked in my rear view. I said, only one person in the car. I said, hey, I paid for my. I said, what's the car behind me's bill? And they said, $3.55 or something. So I said, here, I'll pay for theirs. And I've always wanted to do that. I don't know if I've done that before. I don't know. I know I've thought about doing it. I don't know if anyone's ever done it. I don't know if I've ever received, maybe once. I don't know. It's hard to remember. But not recently, I guess. But so that was cool. Pay for it, drive off. Did your good deed for the day. And you never know, man. That guy behind me in that truck could have been on his way to go to or coming from an argument or on his way to a job he doesn't like or something. And just, that was, another person, a human being could, thought of me. The other person thought of me. And it's so amazing how much people you don't even know think of you. When you leave a nice comment. Oh, my fast is over. Sweet. I have been intermittent fast. I'll segue away from that for now, but I've been intermittent fasting since April 12th. And uh, my goal was to do 90 days in a row, 16-hour minimum, 90 days in a row. I've, I mean, I'm sort of doing it to lose weight, but it's mostly like to regulate my eating because I can tend to I overeat, binge eat, emotionally eat. So it's a good way for me to regulate that at some point during the day, and it might even be late at night, but usually, I mean, it works better if I do it a little bit earlier, like before 10 p.m., depending on when I'm going to go to bed. But so that just ended. So I started at like 9. I don't know. I was like still at work, like 5 after 9 last night. So I'm at 16 hours right now, and I allow myself liquids. So I allow myself water, fresh lemon water. If I really want a treat, and like I have Spindrifts. I love Spindrifts. I do not like any other flavored carbonated water or seltzer or whatever it is, um, near as much as I like a Spindrift. There's only 3 calories in them. Well, at least the ones I get, lemon or pineapple, and sometimes I get other flavors, but lemon and pineapple are the two that I usually have. Um, yeah. So I highly recommend Spindrift. I would love for them to be a sponsor. Um, that would be wonderful. I would love me some Spindrifts. I will even put a picture of a Spindrift on there. I will take a picture of a can of Spindrift and I will put it up. Um, so we will do that. So you can at least see it. Free advertisement. See that, Spindrift? Um, if you're listening. Okay. Plus, I don't know what it is. I don't, because I like riding my bike, which I am going to do for the first time in a month, maybe. As soon as I get off of this, I'm going to go ride my bike. I like mountain biking, but I'm not back into that mountain biking shape yet or cardio yet. And so I'm just going to I live by a flat trail. They call it rails trails, rails to trails, rails trails. There used to be rails on the trails, and now there's not. And now there are people and bikes and dogs, occasional snake. I ran one over once, like 2 years ago. Right over that fucking snake. It scared the shit out of me. Dude, I was driving. Listen to me. I was riding my bike down the trail. Same route I always take. There's this 12-mile stretch. Well, I think it's about 12 miles, give or take, maybe 10. I'm trying to think. 3.5 that way. It's like an 8-mile stretch, but if I go the full length and then back to my starting position, I hit 12 miles. On my Strava, follow me on Strava. Strava's pretty awesome. I love Strava. Okay. Yeah, I was riding down towards this one section where there's this really cool, really old cemetery, and I didn't know it was a snake until the last minute, the last second, and I screamed, lifted my feet up, and this couple that was walking the other way, I startled them, and the guy jumped behind his girlfriend and held her. And as I was going past him, I was like, "Is it on my?" I was like, "Is it on my? What did I say? Is it on my bike? Is it on my tires?" And they just were shaking their head like no, like they couldn't even say anything. They're just shaking their head like no. I was like, okay, by the way, there's a snake back there. So, sorry, snake. Didn't mean to put a dent in your wiggle or something. A little stifle in your wiggle there. I hope he's all right, I guess. I'm not crazy about snakes. I'm not like the one that can like be like, oh, how cute. And then I wish I was like that. But I am not. And, you know, we're all different. So it's okay. Okay. Yeah, I am so thankful that I started riding my bike, because then I started losing weight again and fasting, all because of the energy and the friendship and the healthy friend, like healthy friendship. The There was an air of respect, natural respect for each other in most cases, like for the most part, which was, and then there was being appreciated and as a person who I really am, somebody who wanted to get to know me, and they brought a lot of the best out of me. I was going through a lot of other things at the time too. It was a wild ride, but I'll probably refer to that friendship pretty often. So I don't know if that's weird, but whatever. I mean, it had an impact on my life, and it is what it is. So yeah, there was somewhere else I was going to go with that, but oh yeah, and like we would eat healthy together, and then not, but we would do healthy things. Yeah, it was. I just absolutely love and crave conversation, intellectual conversation, friendly debate, even if like challenging each other, but at the same time, 100% sit there and eat your wings together. You know what I mean? And there's an air when you have that with someone. There's this air of like appreciating the other person, and and you don't insult them when you're having like some kind of debate, or you know a back and forth. You just like challenging each other's current thoughts and beliefs, because it's an ever changing thing, man. If you allow yourself, one of the most beautiful things is opening your mind and allowing yourself to be evergreen in your position. Like we all get like stuck. Like, not that you have to do that about every single thing that you feel, think, or believe in, or whatever, but to keep a certain portion of your mind open to growth, to a little bit of change. I get stuck in, it's like I have a little OCD, and the way I do things, I get like stuck in the way those things are, and I can be a little OCD when it comes to like how things get done, because I feel strongly about the flow it creates or something like that. But anyway, yes, it's just, there's this wonderful thing when you have that with somebody, where you allow yourself, to be open, and they allow them, and and then you can have fun with it. You can jab each other. You can make fun of each other. You know what I mean? And in a fun way. And there's nobody's like, it's not to be malicious. It's not to be mean. It's just, just you can appreciate people through humor. You can appreciate you can appreciate their differences by poking fun at them. There's a lot of things people say. I say this too. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't tease you. So it's like that. And if more people thought like that, boy, oh boy, would we be able to live a more peaceful life. Let me tell you. I just did tell you. Thanks for letting me tell you. Anyway, all right. I listened to podcast I listened to last night. It's another Theo Von. Um, it was a solo episode, 505, episode 505. That was it was. I enjoyed listening to that one. I appreciated what he had to say. Um, I really like how he talks about like gratitude and how he talks about like the way he shows his appreciation. Um, he's hilarious, man. I can't get over it. Like he's just like one of my favorite people ever. Um, I kind of, I mean, I love Joe Rogan Experience and all the guests and stuff, and you learn so much from all these professionals and all these different people. And there's more than one thought going through my head. Uh, Theo is just, I don't know, I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. Um, oh, look at that. I did respond. Oh, I commented on it and somebody responded to me. Um, huh. I'm sorry. 1 second. Excuse me a moment. Actually, let's just do this. Um, where are we at here? Oh, it's let's see. How long have we been going? 52 minutes. Let's see. Did I went into a whole tangent about stuff. What else? There's the Ozempic. Let's finish out these headlines here. Rivals meet at Wembley Field. Manchester City will face Manchester United in the finals of England's FA Cup today, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Plus, the world's oldest national soccer competition. The pair are the first two clubs to meet in consecutive years in the championship since 1884 to 1885. Not the next article. Neanderthals and ancient humans only briefly commingled. A new genetic analysis suggests a wave of Homo sapiens arrived in Western Eurasia around 47,000 years ago, intermixing with Neanderthals for around 7,000 years, a relatively short window in evolutionary timescales. 7,000 years. We had Neanderthals and Homo sapiens at the same time. Man, if I had a time machine. I don't have a DeLorean. That would be interesting to see, I think. I don't know. Like, were they learning things from each other? Did they have intercourse? Or did they just stay on the outer course? That would be really interesting. Maybe we'll have to talk about that on another episode. Neanderthals mixing with Homo sapiens. So no, we're not going to have time today. What else here? All right. Thank you for bearing with me while I make notes. I'm doing everything on my own, so. Exchange traded crypto funds move forward. You know what's hilarious is I invested in a little tiny bit, like minuscule amount of like some crypto, and I haven't checked it forever. It was on an app that's on my like an old phone. I have to check it. It'd be hilarious if I went in and there was like a lot of crypto in there, but I have a feeling it's probably not. Um, U.S. financial regulators approved applications from NASDAQ, Chicago Board Options Exchange, and the New York Stock Exchange to list exchange-traded funds that track the price of the cryptocurrency Ether. Ether is the second. Oh yeah, I remember Ether. Ether is the second largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin, with a circulating supply worth 440 billion. There's a lot of ether out there. I heard recently, I read somewhere lithium is, I don't know how to, like, I've dabbled in trying to figure out how to invest in some stocks, but I have yet to actually do it. Um, but recently I heard that lithium is the thing to invest in now. Um, God's influencer on track for sainthood. Oh, this is actually something I just saw on Instagram, and I wanted to, I wanted to talk about this. This is the last thing we're going to talk about today. Okay. Yeah, so apparently this 15-year-old kid who died of leukemia, which, I'm not trying to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like dismiss it or anything. Like that's a sad thing, obviously. But the 15-year-old kid, is going to be considered for canonization by the Catholic Church after Pope Francis formally declared a second miracle linked to his tomb. He would be the first millennial to be granted sainthood. Just because, and I was like, what did this kid do in his lifetime? And like I remember Mother Teresa, right? We are all alive, and Mother Teresa dedicated her entire life, from what I understand. I mean, I'd have to look into it, but her entire life was in service to people, and she really had, everyone knew who she was. It was like just, it was obvious that if anybody's going to be a saint, it'd be her. So I'm looking at some comments to try to figure some things out when I'm looking at the original article or whatever. And, or not original article, but the first thing I saw about it with this kid's picture. Okay. And basically from what I gather, without knowing a whole lot, is apparently two people went to his tomb, prayed through him to intercede, for him to intercede and talk to God and help these two other people, that these two people prayed. Each person, I guess, prayed for somebody who is sick, and they miraculously got better. Now, I have my own beliefs. I grew up Catholic, but I have taken a ride around, in and out, and around, and through a spiritual journey, we could say. I wouldn't consider myself extremely well educated in any particular religion, other than I went to Catholic school up until 8th grade. I was baptized. I had my first reconciliation. I had my confirmation. So I went through like some sacraments that are part of that and all that stuff. And my family was Catholic on both sides of my family. But I took a turn. I read the Da Vinci Code. I took it when I was younger, and I took a turn, and I started questioning things, and parts of me got angry. Why did they say it to us like that? It wasn't. That's a metaphor. He didn't make 1,000 fish. He didn't. He's just said, teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime instead of just feeding a man a fish and he eats for one day. That whole thing. Like, I went into that, and then I was like, kind of like figuring out my own thing. And I would dabble in like reading about Wiccan and paganism. And if you ever watched the Zeitgeist videos on YouTube, the original Zeitgeist video where they talk about like the birth of religion, or I think that's, I don't quote me on that. This is like a long time. I watched it a couple times a long time ago, but it was like kind of like how it all started, like with Set and Horus. The Horus was like the sun god, and then Set was the night, and then there was a lot of it. It just showed that there's a lot of correlation between a lot of different religions with numbers and astrology and astrology, whatever, and astrology, and 12 not continents, shush, 12 constellations, 12 disciples, like different things. It's is this whole thing, but. And then since then, also in 2020, I not only had that experience with my friend, I also started having this other experience with a cousin of mine through utilizing 12 steps to between the two of us. We didn't do like an official go to meeting at a place. We just did it between the two of us, and I loved our dynamic. And but I had been in a space where I basically just I believed in the universe, and I didn't know what that was called at the time. But that's what I said. And then I've been on this journey ever since. Like, we'll just call it a spiritual journey. And but anyway, I'm reading these comments about this 15-year-old, and I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it's supposed to work, but I just feel like the kid didn't even get a chance to do anything in life, and I don't know. I didn't read the whole article. I don't know the whole story. But here's what bothered me. I'm reading these comments, and then you have these like Christian nationalists or whatever they are. They're not Catholic. They're Christian, and they're like, and me and my friend had this discussion before. You can only pray through. The Bible says you can only pray through Jesus. That's the only way to get to the Father. Blah blah blah. And I've researched it before, and there are a few passages. Like there's a couple mentioned passages when you research it in the Bible that mention praying to, I forget if it's one of the apostles or if it's Mary or what, but there are a couple. And then don't forget, there's been a lot of things taken out of the Bible that we don't know. Don't forget that. But here's, I couldn't help it. I had to go on my other account, not my Laughs of Redemption account. I had to go on my other account, and I had to make a comment because I'm like, why are you people? They believe in the same God. They believe in the same God. Okay, why are you worried about the details? At least this is a person of faith. This person is a person of faith, or the Catholic, whatever. Why, instead of just saying, being grateful for, we're gonna round this off. We're gonna All comes back around full circle. We're going to full circle this podcast right back to gratitude now. And we're going to say, shouldn't you just be grateful of that these, whether they do different practices than you or don't believe the same way you do, that they have faith, and that same faith is supposed to help guide you towards love and being a good person. I'm trying to keep it like simplified here, okay? Just be grateful that those people aren't out. I mean, we don't want to go. I know that there's a lot of jokes that can go to towards the Catholic Church or whatever, but let's just forget about those ones. We're talking about like the believers, okay? The believers, the people that sit in the pews, okay? The people that sit in the pews. You know what's right and wrong, okay? You know what's right and wrong. Let's forget about all the other all the other stuff for now with the priests and the children and stuff like that. because I know that it's like that's a whole big thing too. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry. Okay, so but my main point is just be grateful that there's still people of faith. There's still people of faith. So, and you're a person of faith. So why are you debating? Why are you putting that negativity out there? So I'm more of an omnist. Or that's what I just say. Like I just believe in it, everything, and I believe in everything because I believe everything is connected, and I believe God is energy. Because, if you believe that there's an eternal God that cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, but does have the ability to change form. Example, Jesus, right? Does have the ability to, and it's said that God talks to you through others, through other forms of life. Why? And that we're images of God. And that we're all created. Well, what is it? Created in His image, right? Well, that's because everything is connected, and everything is frequency and energy and conservation of energy. It cannot be created. It cannot be destroyed. It can only change from one form to the other. I learned that definition in the strength and conditioning class that I took. Conservation of energy. It's the definition of thermodynamics. It's the conservation of energy, in which energy cannot be created or destroyed and can only change from one form to another. That means we are energy. We are made of. We are living through energy. We are living through each other. We are through frequencies. Through everything is connected physically. I mean, even physically. If you really break it down and dumb it down, I say this to people all the time. My house is connected to the ground, and the ground is connected to the transition piece, and the transition piece is connected to the outside sidewalk, and the outside sidewalk is connected to the street, and so on and so forth until you get all the way to China, Asia, Russia, Africa, Brazil, wherever, Antarctica. And then each molecule. And the air and the sky, everything is connected. That's why when you have somebody else around that pumps you up, and then you have this, and there's a yin and a yang to everything too. It's very complicated. But anyway, I could go down that path for a long time, and I'm not going to. It's probably been over an hour now. Yeah. So, okay. So, honestly, all I want to say is just be grateful that if you're a Christian, just be grateful that there's other people that believe in the same God as you do. I mean, like there's that. I mean, that's kind of just that they have a faith. These people have a faith, and it's extremely similar to yours. Okay? Whether you interpret a book that has been manipulated by humans, I'm not saying there's nothing good in it, because I believe that there's good stuff in there. And I believe that there's definitely an importance to the Bible. But just because someone else is still doing the act of prayer through a person who is made in God's image, we are all God's part of God. So it's just a different vessel. That spirit, that soul is just in a different vessel for a period of time. And that spirit, that soul, did what it did to get recognized as a saint. They're still made in God's image. So there's God there, if you think about it that way. Either way, stop arguing about this. It's like, it drives me nuts. Who cares about that little detail? They're praying. They're trying to be a good person. They're trying. They're praying. They have faith. There's if you take that out of the equation, they don't dismiss Jesus. I mean, Catholics don't dismiss Jesus. They definitely believe in Jesus. So it's like, you're nitpicking because what's your agenda, man? Chill out. Love your brother. Love your neighbor. You're supposed to be loving everyone. That's what it teaches you. Love. You're supposed to be loving the people that actually, you're supposed to be loving the people that are the hardest to love. And trust me, I cannot get it myself all the time to do that. It is very hard to show compassion, forgiveness, and love towards somebody who has done you very, very wrong, or who you just rubs you the wrong way, rubs you all the way down south, on the back end, something. I don't know. Some people, I guess, like that. But anyway, so, yeah. Why are you arguing? Take a few minutes and reflect on that, and then get back to me. Or you don't have to get back to me, but just get back to yourself. Just to be, like, why are you putting energy into that? Why are you doing that? Just stop. I just feel like it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. You could be putting that energy into more of a positive thing. You're supposed to love your brother. That Catholic person, that Christian person. You might pray a little bit differently to the same thing. You're both praying to the same thing, ultimately. You're just relating to it and resonating with it in a different way. That's it. So yeah, there we go. Spread love, not... What is it? No drugs. Spread love, not drugs. Yeah, don't spread drugs. But, I mean, you can if you want, I guess. No judgment here. Well, I try not to. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. And guess what? We're going to wrap it up. We're going to just be grateful for each other. Be grateful for the sun that's out right now. That you probably have a day off on Monday, most of you. Be grateful for that. I may have the coffee date. Oh yeah, the coffee date. The coffee date. It was nice. I would have hung out with him again. I would have wanted to do something, like go for a walk or go to like a place and do something like a show or a comedy or whatever. And I thought, oh yeah, this, but nothing. I don't want to like rush. I want to be. I do want to create a little bit of a bond of friendship with somebody whenever I find a person that I would consider long term. Anyway, but he didn't get the butterfly feeling in his stomach. So he said we could just be friends. And then I like to talk, obviously, and I start telling him about, yeah, it's like I want to be friends first with blah, blah, blah. And I was having this conversation and mentioning something else about it. And he tapped out on me, and I think he thought I was pressing something. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't doing that. Like, my intention, like, because of course it's stupid fucking texting. So, like, you know, context gets completely lost. You don't have a chance to, like, always, like, explain your intentions for the text that you sent or whatever. But, which is just, it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. But, anyway, I don't know if he thought I was pressing that or not, but he tapped out on me, and I was just trying to like have an intellectual conversation about it and share like a thought that I had, an experience or whatever. But anyway, I am going to go. It has been a while now, and we're at 1 hour and 16 minutes and counting. Thank you for checking in with me today. Sign up to the 1440, grab yourself a Spindrift, and do something you like doing today. Do something you like doing today. I'm going to take a little ride on my bike. I've been slacking. I did work out the other day, and my thighs are still sore from doing weighted goblet squats. But yes. I love you. Do a kind deed for somebody this week. And I'd like to hear about it. I wish I had a way to provide like a number for people to call. I really, I don't know, but leave a comment. Tell me what kind act you have done, what you have paid forward. Let me know. I'd like to hear about a time where somebody, knocked on your glass wall and brought you over to the other side. That'd be nice. So, all right. Have a great day. And, Bambina is ready to have a great day too. All right. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Oh, I can tell. That's kind of cool.
I thought
Is
so.
there a video?
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, man.
You have fun? Yeah. Yeah? And what do you think? I was hoping I'd go into you.
We saw you walking past. I knew it was you. I had a feeling it was you. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
not
me
cool.
too.
That's awesome.
Do you want to get your picture with her real quick?
Yeah. You want to hold the axe?
Oh, Blabba.
Here, switch. Let her hold that. Awesome.
Wait, let me get. Oh, that's awesome.